welcome to this week's LCK Power Rankings for Week 8, where I rank the teams 10 through 1, give you a vibe of how I feel about them right now, how they did last week, as the season starts coming to an end here. So I do this for all 4 major regions. The LPL came out yesterday. LEC is done. So I'm debating if I'm going to do like a season-end Power Rankings. I might rank like how I feel about the playoff teams going into playoffs. But I also plan on doing something else for end of season because it's the end of the split. And the LCS come out Thursday, so next week it won't be in this format, but I will have a Power Rankings video up for the LCK. It might just be audio only because I'll be out of town, but nevertheless, 10th place, not moving at all. HLE did a thing this week that I liked, or we're doing a couple things I like. We're going down in their academy roster and pulling guys up, and I thought Bout looked okay. I thought that they were doing the right thing, trying to do that, because you're out of it. You stink. You need to do something. You need to see what you got, so you can go into summer and be like, okay, well, at least I know this guy might not be able to cut it or whatever. And they are not good. They're not good, and it's. I mean, if they had young players, I would feel differently, but they don't, and that's actually why Sandbox is ahead of them because of that. Because Sandbox, I don't know, I just like Sandbox's players more than HLE's, I guess, which isn't fair because HLE does have young players in Karis and Samdi. But Sandbox I like a lot. I think they have a lot of potential in some roles. And sure, they lost to DK and DRX, but I mean, these guys lost to DK and Bro. They played DK a lot better than they did, but I don't like what they're doing with the roster. I don't agree with it. And honestly, the only reason that they move down, I mean, all 3 of these teams, KT included, went 0-2. So, and KT played a great series against T1. That was probably the best 2 losses you could have. Like, you threw almost. Or in some cases you did. Shoot, I should have looked up the mid laner's name. Oh, Viscla. Vikla should play the rest of the year. See what you have. If Vikla can do it, Arya was not pulling his weight. And like I said in the T1 video, T1 versus KT video, I think it was Sunday, it would have been yesterday, that these two, Rascal and Vikla, if Vikla can get it together, KT can move up in here. Like 4th place is up for grabs. I mean, I know who clearly has it right now, but going into summer, it's anyone's. Because KT, I mean, it's been musical chairs all year. I've been saying like this team has been down here all the time, but the other 6 teams have been alternating throughout this 4 through 9 range almost all year long. 7th place, Red Force. They moved down 1. They lost to the Freaks, which means the Freaks get to move up, which I'll just get to now because they played each other. So KDF move up 2. This is not necessarily indicative, oh wow, they're really good. Like, I don't think, this is like different than the LPL. In the LPL, I feel like the top half of teams all could be good. And in the LCK, it's not nearly as deep. They lost to them, so they drop. BDD still is non-existent. BDD just is not. It's unfortunate, but BDD is not having a good split. It's very bad. Ghost is not doing that well either. He's had a couple pop-off games, but otherwise they've struggled. They don't know who to play in support. Dread and Kana have been good, but the bottom half of the Rift is not. KDF, Keen, solid. KDF had okay games this past week. But like I said, I think it's just like a crapshoot. I don't think that these guys have nothing on them. You could take a game off of them, which they have. These guys played T1 competitively and lost. But it is a massive upset if they beat somebody good. They even lost to Gen G's backups in mid and AD carry. Not acceptable. I mean, against an academy team, so you are where you are. 5th place going 2-0, so, I mean, you went 2-0, so I got to move you up. Oh, that explains so much. KDF actually moved down a spot. They didn't. KDF was 5th last week. That was my mistake. So Fred and Breon move up 2 from 7th. They beat HLE. That's good. You're separating yourself from the basement. And Red Force, which is a win in your wheelhouse. That's good. Fred and Breon turning it around, coming down to the end of the split here. We'll see how they do over the final 2 weeks because, I mean, shoot. This could all change between now and then, the way these teams have played all year. Very inconsistent. But I think putting Morgan in has now worked for Fred at Breon. Unfortunately, because I'm a big Sword fan. 4th place, DRX. Don't move. Actually, I'll speak about DRX. No one else moves from here on out, so I'm just going to write all 4 down. DRX is 4th. Followed by DK 3rd, Gen G 2nd, and T1 1st. I don't think this is really up for question. It's going to take an act of God for Damwon to drop from 3rd. DRX has to beat them for that to happen. DRX are playing really well, though. They're playing really good League of Legends. Beat KT, beat Sandbox. Like, DRX are looking good. They're separating themselves from these guys, and I don't want to say it too soon because, I mean, they could go 0-4 the rest of the way and drop to 9th. I would not be shocked. But right now, I feel like there is a separating going on there. Like, these 5 are just, like, intermixed. But DRX, I think, are above these guys. And DK, the way they've been playing is not great. Like, they smoke-showed Sandbox, but really struggled against HLE, and they've struggled a lot this season to win against teams. And they need help. So, Nuggery, I almost said Nuggery. Nuggery is somebody that I think they're going to go after in free agency. That's the team that needs them. Birdall's not doing it for you. And honestly, Kellen isn't either. Gen G, what are you going to say? Gen G beats KDF, loses to T1 with backups. I think Chovy was in against T1. They didn't have Ruler. We haven't gotten our T1 Gen G matchup. We may never get it in LCK spring. They may just be opposite sides of the bracket, and we don't see it. T1 first. They snuck out of almost lost to KT. One more win, and they tied the record for best start to a season, 14-0, set by T1 in, I think, like 2015, they said. So we'll see if that happens, and if they can win after that to set a new record. But T1, definitely the cream of the crop in the LCK. We haven't seen LCK versus LPL matchup. I don't know how I feel. I guess T1's probably... I think RNG have T1 beat in a... if Bin's on. If RNG are like playing at their best and T1's playing at their best, RNG probably better than T1. But after that, T1 I think could beat Weibo because Weibo's so inconsistent and the rest of them. But that's it for the LCK Power Rankings. If you want to know more about my RNG opinions, look at the LPL Power Rankings. They came out yesterday. Like I said, next week this might be audio only and uploaded, but we'll see. Thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe with your own opinions down below if you have any. And yeah, thank you for watching.